Hello, my friends, and welcome to another fucking episode of Aggressive Pogo here in the Great League, featuring a very meta team. I took so many W's with this fucking team, and I just wanted to display that for you guys because I highly recommend you guys try them out. It's definitely a lot of fun. I ran Play Rough instead of Brutal Swing on the Weezing, and that's just because I'm not running into a bunch of Trevenants anymore like we used to. So the Brutal Swing definitely came in clutch when that was a situation, but I don't think I'm going to need it as much, and as you'll see, I'll probably run into one Trevenant in this whole video. So yeah, not expecting too many of those, which gives Lantern more free leeway as well to do whatever the fuck he wants, because Trevenant was that answer. Like, there is Venusaur, there is other ones now, you know, there's the Fairy Wind Grass type Whimsicott, and there are a few other ones, but I'm sorry, man. Lantern, as long as you get those grass Pokemon out of the way, which you can with Weezing and Registeel, then you have absolutely zero issues dealing with anything else. Lantern is just free to roam. But this whole team did well. I really wanted to feature just the Galarian Weezing as the prime Pokemon to feature today, but this whole team did so well. There were moments where I didn't think I was going to win, but somehow they pulled it off. Like, each and every one of them played the perfect part to this team. Like, I just can't really emphasize that enough. Registeel is a problem. Lantern, a problem. We know this already. And it's amazing. Trying to catch a move, unable to. My opponent has the Altaria left, but I have a Thunderbolt, and that's easily going to take this thing out, and that's a G fucking G. Hope everyone is having a beautiful day or night, wherever the fuck you are. If you are enjoying this content, or if you have enjoyed any of my previous videos, please smash that like button. It really helps me out. I really appreciate you guys for everything you've done thus far. Back into the battle. Weezing into Talonflame. This is not a good matchup. I'm really hoping my opponent shields, and he does. And now, for some reason, I'm just letting the Galarian Weezing go, realizing there's not much for me to do, and I'll just bring in the Lantern. Fuck it. I'll bring in the Lantern, I'll throw the Surf, try to get rid of it, and hope that there isn't anything in the back that can destroy me. But my opponent makes a beautiful catch after farming up like crazy on the Talonflame. However, he did remove all of his buffs, so even if the Registeel gets locked in with it, at least I will be able to take Flame Charge, no problem. And yes, I know you think I'm fucking crazy for bringing your Registeel into Metacham, but as long as they're not running Dynamic Punch, there isn't much they can do. On top of that, look at how the Zap Cannon just took it out, no fucking problem. Surviving the Flame Charge, but being farmed down, not the best thing in the world. And I have the Surf ready to go. My opponent's full sending the Brave Bird. I'm farming all the way up, farming all the way down. And what comes in? An Azumarill, and I have lots of fucking energy. Thank God I saved my energy. One Thunderbolt doing 50%, and this will definitely take out the rest. And that is a G fucking G. Let's go. This team's coverage is insane. The Registeel safe swap really works, man. Like, it really fucking works. Excuse me. Into a Chestnut, and no matter what this thing throws, I can tank it, no fucking problem. My opponent's swapping out, getting to the Overheat. Does he respect it? A Fairy into a Registeel. Let's go. Almost one-shotting that motherfucker. Should be able to tank whatever he throws. And I'll farm all the way down, I believe. No, maybe not. Guess I wasn't going to make it there. Throwing the Surf. Taking out the Registeel. My opponent's bringing in the Clefable. And I have a Thunderbolt ready to go. And my opponent uses his first shield, hoping he can farm down. And he's able to. Bringing out the Registeel to absorb whatever this Clefable throws is absolutely perfect. Arguably should have thrown the Zap Cannon right there. I end up shielding this superpower, which is pretty insane actually. You're going to see right now that my opponent just debuffed himself, right? He's using his last shield, and now he's going for a Frenzy Plant, and I am part Poison typing. That is a debuffed Frenzy Plant that just hit me, ladies and gentlemen. Look how much damage that did. That was like 40%, 35%. That's a lot of fucking damage for a debuffed move. Kind of insane. Wasn't expecting that. Doesn't matter what my opponent throws here. I got the Zap Cannon loaded, and I can easily use my shield and get to another one. Meteor Mash doing absolutely nothing. And Zap Cannon, I'm not sure if this is going to KO. Nearly KOs, and we're going to lock on down. And that's a G fucking G. I really pray that they bring this Galarian Weezing back to raids, man. We need more of these. Someone needs to put this thing in Master League. I feel like it would do very well in Master League, even up against the Lugia with the brutal swings, up against fighting types with the Play Rough, up against Dialgas with the Overheat. Like, I feel like a Galarian Weezing in Master League could be very fucking interesting. Just saying. Might have to try that out sometime. We'll see. Taking out the Umbreon after my opponent gets locked in. And my opponent can throw a Rock Slide, but it's not going to take me out. And he has to farm up to the Thunderbolt if he has it. But the Zap Cannon's coming through first. And even though he'll be able to farm me down, my opponent is now debuffed. And these are going to do way less. Let's fucking go. Beautiful. Throwing the Surf, trying to take the Deoxys out. But my opponent makes a catch onto the Togetic. But now he's locked himself in. So, I'm just going to bait, because he doesn't want to get one shot. He locked himself in. He wants to throw energy. And this is basically just psychology. Like, you just want to pretend you're on the other side. Think of what he's probably going to do. And, yeah, just, I'm double shielding the Lantern. And I'm not even worried. Like, I already know this Togetic has nowhere to go. I'm over-farmed like crazy, even if something comes in. I'm throwing the Thunderbolt here. Very questionable. That was just a reaction. Definitely should have just went for the Surf. I would have been at the back-to-back by now, and I would have taken out this Deoxys, no fucking problem. So that was a mistake that I made. And I believe my opponent's probably going to go for the Psycho Boost, which will do a really good amount of damage. But I'm going to be able to Fairy Wind down. He gets to another move. And he has to throw right away because I was at the Overheat. He wins CMP, but I'm able to lock on down. And that is a G fucking G. This team is so good. And this is why I have the Play Rough. Because Brutal Swing does nothing. Overheat does nothing. And up against the Swampert, I can't really do shit either. But the Play Rough is Stab. And look how much damage that does. Catching the Hydro Cannon onto the Lantern like a fucking legend. And now I'm going for the Surf. And my opponent, this will be lethal. He has to shield and he decides not to. And he's bringing the Altaria in. And that Sky Attack is going to do absolutely nothing. All I have to worry about is Moonblast. And he's not going to get to it quicker than me. Outpacing it. And now my opponent's trying to farm me down. But I'm getting to a last minute Surf. And this is some good chip damage. Even though I wasn't able to make it to the Thunderbolt. And now, ladies and gentlemen, just bringing the Registeel to put in some work. Stunfisk is coming in. I'm throwing the Focus Blast. This will do a shit ton of damage. And I cannot bring in the Weezing here, unfortunately. My opponent's probably going to go for an Earthquake right away. But he baits me with the Rock Slide. And I'm trying to farm down with the Lock-Ons, which are nearly impossible. My opponent going for the Earthquake. I actually threw a move. I regret it. Probably should have went for the Lock-On farm down. But I'm still able to get the Galarian Weezing to hit him with a Play Rough. What does my opponent have? What move is he throwing right here? Is this Sky Attack? It is, and it's not enough to take me out, but he's throwing the rest of his energy to get rid of the Galarian Weezing before that Play Rough comes through. And now my opponent trying to outpace me, but I don't think it fucking matters. Whatever move he throws will not KO me. The Focus Blast is enough, and that is a G fucking G. Guys, like I said earlier, if you were enjoying my content, please hit that subscribe button. Please smash that like button. It really helps me out. My opponent's swapping out into an Altaria, and I'm going straight for the Thunderbolt. And now we're both switch locked. And my opponent's down a shield, already using a shield. Sky Attack coming through, doing absolutely nothing. Going for the Thunderbolt. Does my opponent use his last shield? No fucking way. And he double shields the Altaria. Very interesting. And throwing energy before I even get to a Surf. Not smart, opponent. Should have just farmed me down. Would have been way easier, way better for you. Getting to the Play Rough. Definitely going to shield whatever comes in to preserve some health and energy. And a Bastiodon is coming in. And I should be able to bring in the Registeel. And this thing is locked in with nowhere to go. Flamethrower is not going to be enough. And one Focus Blast is going to send this thing to the graveyard. Farming up a little extra, going for the Focus Blast, and everybody wave goodbye to Bastiodon. Boom! Get the fuck off my screen. And now a Machamp is coming in, And I'm shielding here, and the Zap Cannon is gonna absolutely one-shot this thing. Oh my god. Boom! Get the fuck off my screen. Altaria coming in. I have a little bit of energy, able to get to the play rough, luckily before he got to the Sky Attack, which I don't even think it would have been enough anyway. And that is a G fucking G. What a game. Bye-bye, Bastiodon. Bye-bye, Machamp. Into the Trevenant, my opponent thinking that I'm running Brutal Swing, but I am definitely not. Oh, yes, I remember this one. Okay. I bring in the Lantern super late. My opponent goes for a fucking Solar Beam, right? And now I'm going for the Surfs, and I'm throwing decent timing. Excuse me, didn't let my opponent sneak anything through, but I do at some point. I let him sneak, and I throw bad timing, and he gets a third Incinerate through there. And because of coming in late, and because of throwing bad timing, I'm not able to throw the second Surf, and my opponent is able to take me out with the Earth Power. I fucked up. Getting to the play rough. It's not enough to take my opponent out, but I'm getting to the Overheat and throwing it right away before he gets to a move, because it'll guarantee my KO. And now my opponent brings in the Trevenant. I'm getting some energy, swapping out into the Registeel, because I need Registeel to do something here. Anything, honestly. Going for the Zap Cannon up against whatever came in. Gardevoir gets almost fucking one-shot. I'm able to lock on farm down, and my opponent is throwing a move, probably another Shadow Ball. Seed Bomb is nearly enough to take me out, and I'm at the Overheat, and this will easily one-shot the Trevenant, and that is a G fucking G. Let's go. Let's fucking go. That was my 80th win, by the way. Into a Jumpluff. You love to see it. Acrobatics is going to hurt, and I'm pretty sure he wins CMP as well, but I'm getting to the Overheat first. My opponent uses a shield, and he actually lost CMP, so not bad. Blocking the the Acrobatics, and going for the second Overheat, and even though this is double debuffed, it'll still do so much damage to the Jumpluff. Swapping in after getting both shields, and my opponent swaps in a little late with a Galarian Stunfisk, and now I can shield the Earthquake here and go for the second Focus Blast. I'm calling the Rock Slide bait, but it is the Earthquake, and I'm still able to get to the Focus Blast. Oh my god, Registeel, you savage. And now my opponent can farm me down, maybe just get like one energy, and he has a Quagsire in the back, which the Mud Boys absolutely demolished this whole team, by the way. Like anything with Drill Run, this Dugong, this Mud Boy right here, Quagsire, Swampert, any Mud Boy like just destroys this whole team. But I actually didn't want to mention that, but you know what? I think it's a valid point to bring up. If you're gonna use this team, prepare for the Mud Boys. They are very dangerous up against this team. I am triple weak to it, which is kind of stupid actually now that I look at it, because there's nothing but Mud Boys around now, especially after all the Drill Run updates. Over farming, getting to the play rough, taking the Quagsire out. What's in the back? And the Jumpluff is still back there, and I don't know if I have enough to stay alive, and I do. Getting to the Overheat. Is this enough damage to KO? And it nearly isn't, but my opponent gets caught up in a CMP tie, and now I should be able to get to the Surf with the Lantern with 1 HP and a fucking dream, and that is a GG. Oh my god. I'm telling you, guys, this team, you have to try it. So good. Another reason why not to have Brutal Swing. Mandibuzz coming in, and luckily I have Play Rough. And my opponent probably doesn't think I do. Over farming a little bit, throwing correct timing. Play Rough. Does he shield? He does not, and it does so much damage. And I don't want to catch another move onto the Weezing, and my opponent doesn't switch, throws energy onto the Registeel, and now I'm thinking I could probably farm all the way down. However, Mandibuzz is very spammy, so I decide to go for the Focus Blast, just in case. Want to preserve some sort of energy onto the Registeel, and that's perfect because there is a what is this Pokemon called again? Empoleon in the back, and I don't know if we got the attack debuff. I wasn't paying attention, but he had to use a shield there, and now Lantern can easily clean this bitch up. Hydro Cannon, Drill Peck, doesn't matter what he throws, I can tank it, no problem. But I also want to preserve some health. Keep that in mind. You don't know what's in the back. So my opponent's staying in, and I let him overfarm to way too much energy, and I lose track, and I fall into a CMP tie, and I completely fucked that up, and I should have thrown it way earlier. But my opponent has an Altaria in the back, getting to the first play rough. Another reason to have the play rough, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, like, imagine if I had Brutal Swing right here, this game would be over. But play rough was just catching people by surprise. On top of it, the Fairy Wind is so spammy, and Weezing is just a fucking problem. One-shotting the Altaria, that's a G fucking G. Smash that like button, thank you so much, and I will see you in the next fucking episode.